Welcome back, you guys. This is my first ever Champions League video. We are here, match week 7. Barcelona just finished beating Slavia Prague. Now, I have a couple positives about this game, but I also have a lot of negatives that I want to talk about. Now, let me know how you guys feel about this game. Don't forget to like, comment, share. But yeah, I feel like this was kind of an iffy performance from us. I'm not gonna lie. Now let's start off. Slavia Prague had not scored a goal in the Champions League since match week 1. That was, I believe, in September, so it has been about 4 or 5 months since they had scored a goal in the Champions League. And Barcelona let them score twice, both off corners. And the first one, let me tell you, ooh, how that pissed me off. I swear, we concede the most annoying goals ever. And I feel like recently we have been conceding way more from set pieces, like against Real Madrid in the final. That Gonzalo Ramos crazy goal. This one was just as dumb because the ball comes in. No one is in the far post. The ball lands in between the attacker's feet and he runs into the net with the ball on him like a running back, like Christian McCaffrey. He jumped into the net with the ball in between his feet, and somehow they scored 1-0, going past Frankie de Jong and just slamming into Juan Garcia. What an incredible goal to concede. Incredible. And then thankfully, we have the best 10 in the world, Fermin Lopez, with his 2 goals today, now puts him on 10 goals and 10 assists this season. Incredible stuff by Fermin Lopez. But I want to talk about that Frankie de Jong pass to Fermin Lopez because that pass was incredible. Shout out also Frankie de Jong. He had an amazing game today. Him and Fermin were my man of the matches. If I were to give it a 1, it'd probably be Fermin Lopez because he scored twice, but they could both share it because they were both incredible. Anyways, great pass to Fermin. Fermin shoots it near post. The goalie should have done better, but we take it. It goes in. A couple minutes later, Fermin Lopez gets a shot outside of the box, puts it bottom right corner. Perfect. Thank you. 2-1 up. Not even a minute after we scored, they get another corner. And guess who comes to save the day for them? None other than Robert Lewandowski. Now, Robert Lewandowski had a stinker today. This was one of the worst performances I've seen him play in a Barcelona shirt. He was absolutely horrible today. That goal that he scored, he even almost messed that goal up, by the way. Anyways, the ball, it comes. He's looking down. It hits his shoulder and it goes in. 2-2. We go into halftime 2-2. I am pissed off. I genuinely could not believe my eyes. We had to win, and we had to win by a lot of goals because we are tied with a lot of other teams in the Champions League right now. There was like 8 other teams on 13 points, and we needed this goal difference to crack into the top 8. Now we are in ninth. We could crack into the top 8 on next. We can crack into the top 8 next week, but we could have also done it. We could have also done it this week. Now, coming out of the half. Oh, I also want to talk about Pedri. Pedri did not look good today at all. He came out in the first half and he looked horrible. It looked like he couldn't make a pass. It looked like he couldn't run. I genuinely didn't know what was going on. And then we find out why that happened in the second half, but I'll get to that when we get there. Halftime, 2-2. I was thinking, what the hell did I just watch? How did we concede those 2 annoying goals? And I swear the goals that we concede are the most infuriating goals you can watch. Every time they piss me off. It is always something new with this club. They always find a new way to concede. Anyways, we come out a little bit into the second half. Fermin Lopez has another shot from outside the box. The goalie blocks it. It lands to Lewandowski. He takes a shot. Horrible shot from Lewandowski, by the way. Disgusting. But the ball, he hits the ball. It goes straight at the goalie. The goalie somehow, it's such a bad shot. The goalie somehow parries it. Frankie de Jong walks it in. Frankie de Jong gets to the ball and he walks it in. But guess what? They call it offside. Now, looking at the replay first, you would think it was Eric Garcia because he was in an offside position. Maybe he was blocking the goalie's view. But then you look at the replay. Eric Garcia is on all fours before Fermin takes a shot. He is in straight doggy style. And then a couple minutes go by. I'm still thinking, what the hell? Lewandowski looked completely offsides. Why did they not call this? Why did they not call this? and then they show the replay, and it is Lewandowski's shoulder, his a little piece of his shoulder that was offsides. And I'm thinking, what? You can't even score with that part of your body because they would call it a handball. And now this is the second game in a row that we have had an offsides call that is close by this much. That is inches, not even inches, not even inches. It is less than an inch offsides. And I genuinely, it is so infuriating to watch. Now, the one against Real Sociedad, a lot of reports are coming out that they chose the wrong frame for that, and Lamine Yamal was actually onside. Watching it live, I thought he was offsides. I'm not too fussed about that. Maybe he was onside, maybe he wasn't. But for it to happen 2 games in a row where we need to be scoring goals in order to get into the top 8, it is just so annoying. I swear they always find a new way to annoy me. 2 games in a row, 2 very slim offsides calls. Now this one I feel like is worse than the Lamine one because it was his shoulder that was offsides and it wasn't even offsides by that much. I swear the dude's ass was out and Lewandowski's shoulder was on match with the guy's ass. Like I feel like it was onside. I don't understand why they called it offsides. I swear it went a little bit into his arm. Anyways, it happens. They don't call it. We go on, and then the worst, the worst thing could happen. And around the 60th minute, Pedri goes down holding his hamstring, and he has to come off, and he's crying. Hansi Flick is on the sideline with his hands on his head, looking up on the sky, thinking, "Why? What happened?" But I'm sorry, Hansi Flick, that Pedri injury is all your fault. From the minute he stepped on the pitch in the first half, you could tell something was off with Pedri. Even I saw it. I don't know ball that well, but even I saw. Pedri was not good. He wasn't making any good passes. He wasn't really running. He just looked completely out of it today. And Hansi Flick decided to risk Pedri getting injured for this game. And it didn't work out. Pedri went down with an injury, and we're probably not going to have him for a month. We still don't know. Apparently, it's a pretty bad injury. We still don't know what's going to happen, but I blame that fully solely on Hansi Flick. That is all your fault for taking that risk. I It is so annoying to see. Now we are going into one of the most important parts of our season without the best midfielder in the world. Hopefully, our other midfielders could step up. I do believe Eric Garcia is going to move to midfield for a little bit again. So we'll see how that works out. But it is just so infuriating to see. Nothing, I'm going to be honest. I felt like nothing was going our way today. And that's how it felt against the Real Sociedad game. 2 games in a row. Very unlucky. It's just been so annoying. Anyways, Pedri's sub, Danny Olmo, comes in and he scores a beautiful goal. Just minutes into the game. Minutes into him coming onto the game. Beautiful. Great job, Danny Olmo. That's what we need you for. You are a great sub. You make a great impact. You will probably get more you'll probably get more minutes soon too. Anyways, yeah. And then we go on with the game. Slavia Praha didn't really have too many other chances, and then Flick makes another change. He takes off Balde. He puts on Araujo, which thank you Araujo for actually contributing to the team. Our club captain, I'm happy that he's actually playing now. And then he takes off Rooney. Rooney, I'm not gonna lie, had a kind of silent game. He puts on Rashford for Rooney, and then Rashford comes in. He makes a great run off the left side. Great pass to Lewandowski. Lewandowski almost chokes it away, but he gets to his own rebound and scores the fourth goal. And that's where the game ends 4-2. Now, I feel like we could have scored more. I feel like we could have conceded less. We could have easily been in the top 8 if we just were able to not concede. We cannot keep a clean sheet for shit. This is I think the third this is 3 out of like the last 4 games that we've conceded 2 goals, and it's just so annoying to see. It's so infuriating. Let me just talk about everybody else in the lineup. Like I said, Rooney Bardghji had a pretty quiet game. Fermin Lopez and Frankie de Jong. Fermin Lopez, Frankie de Jong, and Eric Garcia were our best players today. Frankie de Jong had an incredible performance. He was actually moving the ball up the pitch. He probably knew that Pedri wasn't feeling it, so he took the duties of breaking the line. He took the duties of progressing the ball himself. He felt like Thanos. He said, "Fine, I'll do it myself," and he looked incredible. Great assist to Fermin Lopez, like I said. Incredible game. Unfortunately, he's not gonna be here for the Copenhagen game, which sucks. But shout out Frankie De Jong. What a great game. Fermin Lopez, two beautiful goals. There's not much you can say. He is a baller. Thank you so much, Fermin. Eric Garcia, anywhere you put him, he will shine. Like I said, I do expect him to move back up to the midfield now that Pedri's injured again. But thank you, Eric Garcia, for being such a reliable, such a flexible player. Like you can play him anywhere, you know what I mean? Anyways, Kunde had an okay game. Again, his crosses aren't the greatest. He's wasn't that bad defensively. Nothing you could say. Joan Garcia, he was Joan Garcia was good. I'm sorry, but that first goal that he scored, maybe he could have done better. But he dead ass got tackled. He got tackled into his own net. Gerard Martin started off the game horribly. I'm not gonna lie, Gerard Martin scared me to death at the beginning of the game, but he grew into the game. He was solid. Balde doing Balde things. He just plays like Balde. Rafinha, I'm not gonna lie, he kind of ghosted. He was not that good today. But you get a pass, Rafinha. You've been carrying us so much lately. You get a pass. Lewandowski, he gets his goal, but overall his performance was stinky. A stinky performance from Lewandowski, and I can't believe it. But Ferran Torres, I miss you, Ferran Torres. Kind of, not really. And then Pedri, like I said, unfortunate that I blame that all on Hansi Flick. He's the reason Pedri's injured today. Danny Olmo came in, he scored. Marcus Rashford came in, got an assist. Great substitutions from Hansi Flick today. Yeah, overall that's the game. That puts us in. Let's go to the Champions League table. The win against Slavia Praha puts us in ninth place with 13 points, the same as PSG, same as Newcastle, Chelsea, Sporting, Man City, Atletico, and Atalanta. That is 8 teams on 13 points. And Barcelona currently sit on a 5 goal difference. They play Copenhagen next, and Copenhagen, who are currently on the outside looking in for the qualification, they are going to play very hard. But Barcelona needs to blow them out in order to make the top 8. Now, I do believe they can do it. I hope they can do it. Like I said, we will be without Frankie de Jong. We will be without Pedri for that game. But I do think we can score goals. So if we get into the top 8, that's less games for us. We bypass a round, and I feel like it could give us a better chance in the Champions League. Because if I'm being honest right now, we are looking like outsiders for the Champions League. We are looking like a dark horse. I don't think we are favorites to win the Champions League, especially after this game, because we cannot defend a corner. We cannot defend anything at all. If I'm being honest, our defense is horrible. It is not a Champions League level defense. Now, we are still in January. We could still go and sign a center back to maybe bolster our defense, but the question is, who could we sign? It is January. Not a lot of people are selling their best defenders in January. So, I genuinely don't think we can win the Champions League. The only way, now this is crazy to say, but I feel like the only way we will win this Champions League is if we avoid Arsenal. Because if we go up against Set Piece FC, I'm sorry, we are conceding 10 goals. I Gabriel will score a hat Gabriel will score a hat trick on us. William Saliba will also score a hat trick on us. We are going to get cooked if we face Arsenal. And I genuinely can't believe I'm saying that. But my biggest fear for this Champions League is Arsenal. I feel like we could beat every other team. The only one that I am genuinely scared about is Arsenal. Now, after match week 7, like I said, we sit in ninth place. There were some beneficial results that went our way. We needed some good results to go our way. I already went over a couple of them that happened yesterday. Manchester City lost to Bodo Glimt, Sporting beat PSG, and Inter Milan lost to Arsenal. Those were all beneficial to us, even though Sporting is now another team that is on 13 points. We could still knock PSG down into the knockout phase, which would be incredible. I doubt it would happen, but it could be incredible. But today we had Galatasaray draw against Atletico, which put Atletico on 13 points. Now we all know Galatasaray is a hard place to play in, so thank you Gala for getting that draw. Atalanta somehow blew it against Athletic Bilbao. Bilbao have looked not good at all this season in the Champions League. So them pulling off a 3-2 win away from home was incredible. Thank you guys so much for that. Thank you guys so much for doing us a favor. And now there are some games that happened today that I was looking out for that unfortunately didn't go our way. Newcastle cruised past PSV. I'm sorry, PSV were horrible today. Their defense absolutely stunk. They gave away so many goals. It was just disgusting to watch. Marseille versus Liverpool. I kind of expected more from Marseille. Liverpool kind of dominated them. 3-0 win, easy for them. And then Chelsea versus Pafos. That was the one that I was thinking, you know what? Maybe Pafos could get a 0-0 result out of it. And they got close up until like about the 80th minute until Caicedo scored off a corner and Chelsea went on to win 1-0. Good job. Good try, Pafos. You tried your best. If that would have stayed 0-0, Barcelona would have been in 8th place. Chelsea would have been on the outside looking in. That is unfortunate to see. But, like I said, we go into match week 8 with a huge possibility of cracking into the top 8. All we have to do is just score a ton. All we have to do is just score more goals than the teams around us, and we will be in the top 8. I'm not going to lie. The only positive I could take away from this match week is that everybody else dropped points. Barcelona, their performance was not convincing, but everybody else was less convincing. So now we are in a great position to sneak into the top 8. So I believe we can do it. Hopefully Barcelona does it. We don't need more games. We already have a very packed schedule and we wouldn't be with and we would go into the knockouts without the best midfielder in the world. So thank you Barcelona and everybody else around us so much for getting the results that you got. We will see next week. I will go more in depth about the other games that we should be looking out for next week. But thanks to the results, it is mostly on in our hands now. All we got to do is just score goals. So let me know what you guys thought about the game. Let me know what you guys thought about the rest of the games. I might do a video tomorrow talking about all the Champions League games. I'll see. I'll see if I have time for that. Um, but yeah, thank you guys so much. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow, leave a comment on what you thought. Leave a comment who you support, who you think is gonna win the Champions League this year. And yeah, have a great day, you guys. See you next time. We'll make it into the top 8. I have no doubt. Also, follow me on Twitch and TikTok and on YouTube too. Vix Chapin on everything. On Twitch, I want to start streaming. I want to play a couple games. I'm not sure what. I've been playing FIFA on TikTok Live. It's kind of, I don't know, it gets kind of boring sometimes, but I do have a bunch of other games I want to play. I have a bunch of single player games that I want to play, like The Last of Us Part 1 and 2. I want to play those. There's a bunch of other games that I want to play. Resident Evil 4 is a game that I have that I still have to play. I only got through like the first mission, so I still have to play that. I want to play Final Fantasy. I want to play a bunch of all those other games. So yeah, let me know what you guys would want to see, if you guys even want to see that. If you guys even get to this, if you guys even get this far, because this is a pretty long video. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch because that's where this would all mostly be going down. Maybe on TikTok too. I might make a separate TikTok account just for other stuff besides Barcelona because I have a lot on my mind. I have a lot to speak about. So yeah, thank you guys so much. And don't forget to tell your friends about me. We're 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 aiming to be a top 10 Barcelona fan page in the world. That's my goal right now. Right now, I'd say I'm about 1,000th. Um, we're making good progress. Thank you guys so much. I have a bunch of people that come into my stream. They come every time. I appreciate them so much. You guys are the best. I love just talking ball with you guys. Join my Discord too, because I kind of want to do a little like game show style thing on Discord where we can like, you know, just have fun on it. We'll see. I just have to update and do a lot of stuff. I gotta get a step up on my game. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Have a great day.